I don't know what you want to call it. I don't know what you want to refer to it as. I don't know what you want to call those of us who have been with this president. You want to call us MAGA royalty? Do you want to talk what? What do you want to call it? You pick the word, you pick the name, you pick the title that best suits you, that you can work with. Let's work on the title first, because that's the thing that people will find most important. Oh, no, they're not, they don't speak. I don't care. When you're done with that and you have decided on a title of a name of the people that speak for the core of those of us who believed in and fought so arduously and critically and so vehemently on behalf of the president. When you find that name, a name that works best for you, a name that you can work with, a name that you can live with, a name that best captivates and best describes your particular level of involvement, then I want you to find a way for us to get to the president and say, unless you immediately cut your ties with Bibi, unless you stop this insanity, we're going to lose everything. Who is it? Name the list from Alex to Candace Owens to, and whether you like them or not, this isn't a popularity contest. That's not what we're talking about. Michael Savage, Alex Jones, Bannon, go down the list. Tucker, what does the president need? We're still arguing over the claims of whether the Iranian nuclear programs were destroyed with pictures, graphics that are sure. Look, there's an explosion. See? They're bringing out Caroline Levitt, fixated on that. This is not our beef. What are we doing? How did we become so aligned with a cause that has nothing to do with us? I thought the Ukraine thing was bad. I thought Victoria Nuland. I thought the NATO folks and those neocons were bad enough. This is like something I've never seen. This is the problem. And when I talk to people, they don't seem to get it. They will quibble with you over names and whether these people are popular. And it's like, no, do you not understand? We're looking at the midterms coming up. The Republican Party, our republic, is under attack. We've got something going on in New York that is emblematic of what's happening all over the world, and nobody's paying attention. Do you know what people are saying? Do you know what I'm hearing from people? This is what the brain trust of the Republican Party, my friends. Why don't you move? Why don't you move? Why don't you move to Florida so I can go to Publix in the afternoon, sweat my ass off? For what? Why? That's it? Move? I'm going to move. This is the Republican fighting spirit. The Democrats know not the Democrats, but actually the shadow government. I don't know how to get the point across. We're arguing. You've got Fox News completely, totally, actually bought and sold, hook, line, and sinker. What is this Bibi Netanyahu thing? What is this? What's our beef? What's our connection? What does Iran have to do with us? Nothing. Why are we spending and sucking all of the oxygen out of the room with Caroline Levitt showing yet again and Pete Hegseth? This is MAGA? This is MAGA? Do you understand what's happening? This is what, who signed on for this? Tell me. Who signed on for this? What are we doing? Nothing. We sit back on our fat ass and we just complain. We complain about things. Well, this is going the way. We'll do something. Where's the leadership? I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if I can even get. I can't even. get to the point. First, answer my question. Wonderful friends. What is our connection with Iran? Why? Iran. What are we doing? Tell me. I'm waiting. There's no answer. No answer. Well, they sponsor war. I'm not saying they're nice people. I don't want to move there. You don't have to like them. I don't care. You know, there was a guy. What's his name? Morandi. He's really good. He's a spokesperson. I think he teaches. I think he teaches English literature or something at University of Tehran. And he says something to the extent of, they said, Iran has never been closer to. He says, I've never been closer to New York than now. What does this mean? I've never been closer to New York. I've never been closer to winning the Nobel Prize. What does that mean? You're technically never closer to anything until now. What are we doing? What are we doing? Republicans just speak shit. Here's my favorite. They will say, and I'm saying, what are you going to do with a Muslim onslaught? Okay, if that's your concern, all right, good. We don't want to look like London. We don't want to hear calls for prayer on loudspeakers and people in the middle of Times Square and massive praying. And okay, here's what they'll never tell you. What do you want to do about it? What do you want to do? They don't know. They just complain. Oh, I ask them, what are we doing? What does Iran have to do with us? They don't know. They just kind of complain about something. I don't know what they're talking about. Well, you know, they're responsible for, I'm talking about war. Let me see if I can remember. Let me see if I can explain this. War? You want to go to war with the world? You want to bomb? You want to take our limited material and you want to send it to Iran? Why? Listen to what people say. Listen to what people say. The most ridiculous thing in the world. And these are supposedly Republicans who love the Constitution and the flag. What do you want to do about this? They have no idea. They don't have anything to say. That's who we are. We don't know. I don't know what it is. What do you want to do? One says, well, let's go to war. Let's go to, what do you, well, why? Well, they sponsor terrorism. Everybody sponsors terrorism. What do you, we sponsor terrorism. What does that mean? Well, you know what I mean. No, I don't know what that means. How do you expect people to go to that under the Constitution to say, you cannot pray, you cannot meet en masse, you can't, you can have a prayer vigil, you can have a prayer vigil, you can have a meeting, you can have a rally with the president, you can do a lot of things, you can do any of that stuff, that's fine, as long as it's Christian, Jewish, Judeo-Christian, but Muslim, no, you can't do that. How do you explain that under the First Amendment? They can't answer the question because people don't know what to say. They just spew this stuff. I don't understand it. So the first thing we have to do is, Mr. President, would you do us a favor? Stop with this. Everybody is asking you, without a doubt, what is your connection with Bibi? What are we doing? Why are we going to war with Iran? What? What do you think is going to happen? What is the purpose of this? And this petulance, this fixation, oh, we got him. And the world says, no, you didn't. Oh, yes, we did. No, you didn't. You didn't end anything. I don't understand. Can you tell me what happened? Can you tell me how we lost our bearing? Can you tell me what this is about? Fox News has sold its soul to Bibi and also the military-industrial complex. And whether it's Iran, whether it's Ukraine, I don't understand this. Let me tell you something. And you listen to me good. You listen to me good. All you're going to have are your pithy slogans if we don't get our act together. We are talking about, we are spreading bombs and death and destruction and military. We're attacking. What's happening? What is going to happen next? Wait till you see what happens with Gaza. Wait till you see what happens with that one. When the world turns us, we're losing our soul. We look like fools dropping bunker busters, and people are saying they didn't hit anything. You like that? Who likes that? Anybody like that? Anybody? You think that looks good for us? They're laughing at us. They're laughing. I don't understand this. We have this thing about our guns, our bombs are bigger than yours. I mean, this is such petulance. What did we accomplish? There's no evidence of devastation of anything. They're saying this is the United States. They've got to prove they bombed something. When was the last time we had to prove we bombed anyone? When? Think about this. When was the last time in our country we had to ever prove to the world, oh, no, we bombed somebody? We did. Oh, yeah, we did. Where? Well, over there. We have pictures of it. We have pictures of it. Those aren't pictures. Those aren't pictures at all. What are they? I don't know. Now, listen, do me a favor. I'm serious, and I ask if you don't mind, and I really mean this, because I don't have a lot of time, and I don't have it. But I'm not here with a debating society. I'm not here to be cute. I'm not here to say who can come up with the funniest, pithiest little thing. What are we going to do? What do you think is going to happen? I don't know. This is the part which is the most important. This is the most ridiculous thing in the world. We're talking about going to war, dropping bombs. Dropping bombs. Do you really, is this the way we do it? Do you think if you want to stop Iran, if that's your thing, is this the way you do it? By having the world laugh at us? By having them saying, let's just move whatever fissile materials away? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm going to try this again because I think sometimes, my fellow Americans have become retarded. I really do. So I'm going to try this in case somebody's listening. Maybe somebody new to this. Nobody is saying to turn your back on Iran. Nobody is saying not to use diplomacy. Nobody is saying not to use the IAEA or whatever it is. I'm talking about flying, how many hours dropping, spending $100 million, which is maybe a drop in the bucket. For what? To be laughed at? Tell me why that's important. We didn't do anything. We didn't accomplish anything. What are we doing? Why are we doing this? Who is giving him advice? I know who's giving him advice. The Sean Hannitys, the Mark Levins, the Ben Shapiros, the usual suspects, Norm Coleman, everybody from, I don't want to keep saying APAC because it's bigger than that. It's not just, but this Bibi retinue. What is the point? I don't understand this. We are going to be so screwed come midterms. Nobody's for this. What is the president doing right now to address those issues which really affect Americans the most? What? Today we had a very wonderful victory in the Supreme Court with Amy Coney Barrett. Everybody hated her a couple of weeks. Everybody. Remember recently? Oh, she's horrible. She's a quizzer. She tore that Ketanji Brown, tore a new one, as they say. I mean, talking this great line about the imperial presidency versus the imperial judiciary. It was absolutely brilliant. Okay, so the issue then becomes, that's a good thing, whatever it is. What are we accomplishing? The rest of the world is saying, I can't believe they're doing this. What are we doing? What are we doing? I've never been so embarrassed. Normally, when we do something, we say, wow, that was excessive. Wow, that was unnecessary. Wow, Desert Storm was, gee, you made your point. Wow, that was overkill. Wow, was that really necessary? Wow. What was that? It was a joke. And we still have, there's a picture in the New York Post of bombs, and they'll have intel leaks. I'm supposed to believe this intel leak, but not this one. Tulsi Gabbard sold out. She figures, I guess I'm going to play along with this thing. Pete Hegseth is sold as sold. Marco Rubio, this whole crew. But the people that have made, and I don't agree with necessarily everything that they say, but I am agreeing with the left, the right, the real America firsters, without a doubt. This is ridiculous. We have lost our way. And I don't know what this president, maybe he just loves guns. Maybe he loves military. Maybe he likes sitting in the Situation Room with his hat. I don't know. This was the most embarrassing. They are laughing. And like, was that line from The Godfather, Jack Walters? And a man in my position cannot be made to look ridiculous. But when you watch TV and watch folks, they're saying, well, whatever it is, we're still the best country in the world. Really? Really? Now, when they bring up Zoran the moron, you know what people look at that? They say, oh, that's a Muslim. That's your beef. No, that's not the beef. See how people are? The first thing they think, oh, I see. So the problem with him is because he's a Muslim. No. I mean, he is, but that's not the issue. He's not even around to go left. They are going to say, listen, kid, how would you like to be a part of an experiment? Okay. What? He's a rational kid. His mother is a big filmmaker, his father, whatever it is. We're going to have you come up with something. We have an agenda for you that was going to blow their minds. Incrementally, we always move a little bit forward to destroy that which is the undergirding of the United States. That's kind of what we do. We move forward like that. You're going to hit them with restorative justice. You're going to, if you thought this is going to be as close to, I've been through this before. I think I've told you this before. This is not communism. It's not socialism. It's a welfare state. It's worse than anything anybody's ever seen. We're going to have you experiment and say the most ridiculous things anybody's ever seen. And most numbnuts will say, oh, this is about New York. No, it's not about New York. No, it's about a movement that is happening all over the world. But this guy is going to be, see, every time somebody comes in, whether it's fellow in Chicago, that's not socialism. Lori Lightfoot wasn't socialism. This new guy, that's not socialism. Gavin Newsom's not socialism. Not at all. Kind of leftist, but no. This guy is going to show you stuff you never thought of. And where do you go? Well, you go to a big, and there's only, to be fair, he can't do everything. He needs, Albany's, he needs Kathy Hochul, the governor, and everything. So, but the point is, you're next going to see a full-blown trans mayor of somebody big. Somebody big. We have one who's kind of like a half-assed, that Congress person, with the bathroom, and that was kind of mild. That was kind of a flash in the pan. But you are going to see the next wave of this. And what the Zoran Mandani, what he's all about, is not the fact that he's Muslim. I'm going to try this again. I'm going to try this again. I'm going to try to say this again. I'm going to try to explain this to you. I'm going to try my best. That's not it. That's not what we're talking about. I'm not talking about turning my back on Iran. That's not it. What happened to the president? What happened to him? Why is he doing this? What happened to the fellow? Even Laura Loomer used to say she railed against Nikki Haley. Railed against Nikki Haley. What are you doing? What's the matter with you, Nikki Haley? After all, don't you understand? This and this. You want to go to war with whatever? I say, what? War? No. What? She was, and I thought Laura Loomer was 100%. And what's Laura Loomer now doing? I don't know. Now, whenever I see this, the first thing I think of is, did they pay you off? Yeah, they had to pay you off because this is ridiculous. Any American who actively seeks taking our limited military personnel, we don't have all the weapons. I hate to break it to you. We don't have all the weapons in the world. And Bibi is going to turn to you and say, oh, I want more. I'm not done yet. I'm not even done yet. I'm not even close. I'm going to completely just pave Gaza. There ain't no ceasefire. And stop with this bullshit about ceasefire. What does this word? I thought I'd never say this. Do you trust Trump? When he says there's a ceasefire? Or is he saying that as some kind of a strategic switcheroo where he's telling you something and then changes his mind? Sometimes I think he changes his mind just kind of in mid-sentence. I don't know. He yells at Bibi 1 minute, then he yells at this, and he yells at Putin. He actually said to Vladimir Putin, I don't know this guy. He's acting crazy. When Putin said, they tried to kill me. They were sending 500 drones at me. Oh, I didn't know that. What the hell's going on here? Are you happy with that? Most Americans are clueless. They're just saying, hey, look, I'm MAGA, wear my hat. I don't know. That's where we are. We need a higher level. So you can say you want about Candace or Bannon or Alex or Savage or Tucker, whoever these people, they know more about what's going on than most people who watch this stuff. Most people watching, they have no idea. They don't read anything. They don't know. They kind of watch the crowd. They're in the wave. They're in the stadium, and when here comes a wave, stand up, hey! I don't know what I'm waving for, but that's what they do. They wave. We need hardcore people who really understand what's going on in the world. And there's a lot of stuff. I mean, I don't like everything that they do. My whole thing is not personality. It's more of, what are you saying? What are you saying? What are you saying? There's a contingent of this regarding foreign affairs, and it's the Napolitano group. Sounds like a law firm. Napolitano, Mearsheimer, Scott Ritter, go down the list, Jeffrey Sachs, you know the names. They're so 100% correct, it's not even funny. These aren't wusses. These aren't people who don't believe in war. There's nothing to do with it. They are telling you, what are we doing? What are we doing? The backlash is going to be huge. What are we doing? And I can't get a rise out of people. I mean, this is an important thing. But someone writes, we need new government. What does that mean? What is this, bumper sticker ideology? What does that mean? What does this mean? This is not about religions. It's not about religion. Israel is not about Jews. Our beef is not with Islam. No. There's 2.5 billion, 99% who don't want to step foot here. Do you understand this? It's like a reverse crusade. It's not about religion. Most people know nothing about Islam. Nothing. They think they do. They believe they read the Quran once. They believe this. They think they think they're reading the Quran, I guess, maybe, sort of, I think, I guess. They don't know what it is. Sunni, Shia, they don't know. They have no idea. But they use words like jihad incorrectly. They use fatwas. Oh, Sharia law. Sharia law to them means women, morality police, cutting your arm off if you steal. They have that's not it. That's like us saying Western law, our common law, is the electric chair, or it's like that. No, that's not it. Most people don't know what Sharia law means. It has everything to do from weights and measures, and it doesn't mean to go in and to replace what you're doing with this. They had this years ago. You don't remember this. But in parts of Brooklyn, there were those individuals who were Orthodox Jews who wanted to apply either Talmudic, rabbinical law regarding certain things. And one thing they wanted to do was, remember Medzitze Beped, this was this form of circumcision rite where the mohel would place his mouth over the freshly circumcised, this is true, member unit infant, and it went back, and it was, I know you're going to obviously go right to the sexual, but sometimes it's hard to miss. But anyway, but there was some reason, there was some, at the time, Mayor Bloomberg came in, he said no. And he sent in his health department, no, because some rabbi had herpes and was giving, oral, it was horrible. The issue became, there were people, he says, I don't care what you are saying. You're not going to apply your law to ours, your Talmudic, Abrahamic, the Torah, whatever it is. I don't even know the name of it. They've tried this forever. It didn't work. And there are people who are, and we're constantly we're under threat of losing our jurisdiction. There are people who want to send our laws to the UN. There are people who want to take our particular common law and have treaty and international courts and the criminal courts and criminal justice and the world courts. So we've always been through this. But Americans have this idea that these guys are going to come in wearing a turban, a burnous, some type of thing, waving a blade or a scimitar or something on a horse, and that women are going to be subjugated. There'll be child brides. There will be constant calls to prayer over loudspeakers, and that America will convert into this. Now, the way that, if you want to address that, you got to ask yourself, well, what do you do about it? How did we handle the Amish, the Mennonites? Oh, that's different. How did we handle parts of the communities, the Greek communities, for example, in Pinellas County, who dealt with, for example, Greek, near Tarpon Springs, Greek Orthodox, Brighton Beach, Little Odessa, or they're huge, very strong Russian Orthodox. That's not what we're talking about. There are places all over. There are huge, huge Hindu and absolute incredible swaths of people. We don't know they're there. They don't scare us. We don't mind them. We think they're rather harmless. Whatever the reason, this is going on right now. Nobody knows about that because they don't really, But for some reason, there's this idea. So instead of saying, okay, this Zoran Mandani, Zoran the moron, who's going to be the next mayor, he's a Muslim. You either hear move. And by the way, what's interesting are the Republicans and the conservatives who laughed at Rosie O'Donnell for moving. And Alec Baldwin said he wanted to move, and this one wants to move. What are we saying? What is our leadership doing? Let's move. I got an email from somebody. Move. I'm not gonna move. What are you talking about? Move? I'll move if I want to, but not because of this. So anyway, so I said, well, what do you want to do to address this incredible, let's say, hyper representation of Muslims? What do you do? I don't know. I just want to write. No, stop writing. Stop with your tweets. Stop with your comments. Stop with your whatever it is. What do you want to do? How do you address this? How do you get around the First Amendment? What do you do? What do you do? Nobody knows. I don't hear anything. They just rant and rave and yell and scream. Why do you want to go to war with Iran? Why do you want to do it? When you drop bombs on a country, when you take, I mean, not just bombs, but serious ordnance, you're at war. It's called war. It's illegal. What gives us the authority? Nothing. So the problem is the Republican Party. I don't know what they stand for. They watch Fox News. They, they like Jesse Waters, or I think Fox News is their political party. I think it's what they believe in. I think it's all they care about is Fox News. I think all they care about is Fox News. That's it. I don't know. Or they have this idea about Trump as, their boyfriend or something. But there is a very serious, we don't have Bill Buckley anymore. We don't have Pat Buchanan. But we do have some people who, for whatever it's worth, Alex Jones has been saying some of the best stuff ever. Judge Napolitano has been saying, I mean, there is such a contingent. And and not only that, they're meeting with the left. And I'm telling you, and I want you to look at me. Do you understand what's going on here? Do you understand this? Do you understand what's going on? Are you following this? Anybody? Do you understand this? I'm fascinated by some of your comments. Haven't watched Fox for more than occasional coverage in 6 years. We don't care whether you've watched Fox. It's not about you. See what people do? Well, I don't watch CNN. I don't have cable. I don't have TV. It's not about you. It's not. It's not about you. That's not it. You just read this stuff, and well, theirs is done. There is, don't forget the murderous Hillary, Bush's, Obama, and more. What do we care about these people? Tell me. I ask you a very, very simple question. What are we talking about? I don't know. I don't know. We have these people who say these things, which absolutely drives me crazy. It's one of these things which I find absolutely, I don't even know how to put this. I don't even know how to express myself. What are we saying? What do we say? Right now, as I'm speaking to you about something which I think is supposedly the most important issue, I'm trying to find somebody who is really trying so far to get what's going on, and I don't understand it. It's just like you're just yelling. You're at a bar, hoisting your drink and saying, yeah, or something. Do you want to say, what are you going to do? Who do you think is going to fix this country? Who? Who? Tell me. Who? Anybody? Who? Who do you think is going to run this country? Anybody? Anybody have any idea? Anybody? Do you have any clue? Anybody? No. No. See, they have nothing to say. And people will have nothing to say because we don't know. Americans don't have anything. Our good friend Pilgrim Media says, I'm too jaded to care. Well, that's a good idea. Laurie Cook says, please check out Alexander Dugan, Danger. Okay. All right, we'll do that. But see, but Laurie, we're here now. And I hope you go to Alexander Dugan and have him check out us. And I appreciate that. But we're here now. And we're not going to be checking anybody else out. We're not going to be going to any other channel. We're not going to be looking there. We're not going to be too jaded. What I'm asking you is, do you want to give up? It's okay. Just give up. Say, look, can I be honest with you? I don't give a shit about this. I just like, you know, kind of like this thing where we kind of sort of talk and I give my 2 cents, and I never really had this before. I kind of like it. I've met some nice people online, and I go when I watch this guy and he's funny, and I'll watch this one. They got a good blooper reel, but I really don't know. I may vote, but just take it easy. I just like to bring things up. I like to talk about stuff like, you know, Hillary or Obama, or we could talk about Big Mike. There are people who spend so much time talking about Michelle Obama being a man. This is their religion. This is their religion. That's it. I swear to God. I'm thinking, wait a minute. I've never seen anything like it. When the Democrats do something, they get involved. They vote. They knock on doors. They march. When was the last march we had? The left, whoever you want to say. Laurie says, me and you and the conspiratorium are going to hold it down. I hope so. Let me ask you a bit, Laurie. When was the last time our side ever marched? The left marches for against, I guess, or for Palestine. They're called anti-Semites. Some of them are, but anyway, they march. They have sit-ins. They will. Some will have these religious, whatever these gatherings. What is it that what do we do? Well, we have a Trump rally now and then. Yeah. Trump had a nice little parade on July 4th is coming up. That's going to be a big thing. Ooh, 250 years. I mean, next year, 250 years next year. But yeah. What are we going to do? I don't know. Do we have any rallies? Nope. In New York City, is anybody maybe putting out a $1 billion campaign to just flood this area, to teach the left, maybe some of those Silicon Valley technocrats pouring billions of dollars in to tell people what's going on, to show crime statistics, whatever you want to do. Anybody? No. My people went to jail for marching. I don't know who your people are, but God bless you. We don't do that. They don't do that. But the left does. The left still owns, for the most part, the media. It still controls Hollywood. It still controls the music industry. It still has access to more young people than you can imagine. They own that lock. And what are we doing? Who are our young people? What? Kid Rock, or maybe Mel Gibson can say something. Or the right thinks it's right. Hence the name, maybe. And they don't bother about doing it. They figure, you know what? We don't have to. We know we're right. People will come along and get along with the program, or screw them. That's what we're going to do. We're smarter than well, no, the left thinks they're smarter than you. You think you're better than the left. You're more moral. You're more religious. You're more what's the word? You're more, pious and moral and religious and patriotic and an American. You're more of an American. And that's it. They'll march, but you'll be ensconced in your sense of that's it. And that's it. And you know what I'm saying is right. You know what I'm saying is right. You know it. I'm absolutely right. I'm telling you. We don't do anything. We just sit back. Last time we had two things going for us. A brain dead, retarded Joe Biden who was gone. I told you, people in Washington say they are 100% convinced. Everybody knew that Biden was gone for, I don't know, most of the time. He was in Delaware. Wasn't even in Washington. Then we had another retardate who was this Kamala Harris. Because of that and Trump, we won. I don't know if they had somebody else. I really don't. If there was somebody, maybe Gavin Newsom can just turn around and change his mind and lie on people. He scares me. Scares me. Who's our bench? Who? J.D. Vance, maybe? And you think Pete Hegseth? You think he's doing a good job? You think so? You don't see what Caroline Levitt's doing? You don't. Now listen, remember. Oh. And when you say this, you know what people say? I don't care about her. She's better than Karine Jean-Pierre. I don't care about what she's doing. That's what people will tell you. That I don't care. She's better than her. That's it. That's it. At least we don't have drag queens in the army or the military. That's it. So, you may not like this. My enemy's not the left. My enemy is my supposed compatriots, the right or whatever this thing is. They're the ones, I can't get them off their ass. They got a big mouth. They love to rail and scream and tweet. They love memes and they love to, oh, wasn't this funny? Did you see when Trump did the fuck you thing? I didn't put it to music and they sound mashed in this. Oh, it was so great. Oh, it's so great. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, it's just so terrific. They're just waiting. And what's interesting is that what this Zoran Mamdani, you should see what he says. When they asked him, they asked the mayor, the candidates, what's the first thing you're going to do or where are you going to visit? And Cuomo, who's still in the race supposedly, because he has no place to go, he said, I'm going to go to Israel. And I think somebody else said, I'm going to go to Israel. Everybody wants to Israel. And Zoran said, I'm staying here. Now, of course, he wants to arrest Bibi Netanyahu if Bibi shows up. That's not going to meet with a lot of favor. But a lot of people want to do that. And when he said, I'm going to stay here, I'm thinking, I agree with him 100%. I'm not going to go in. I'm not going to go to France. I'm going to stay here. Do you see what I'm saying? He's going to poach people from the left. He makes sense. What do we have? These lunatics who want to drop bombs on Iran because what? But I can't explain this to people. I can't. I'll try my best. I know I'm going to sit there and I don't want to say I'm not going to have a grave, but I don't want to say, I told you so. I told you so. That's my thing. I told you so. I told you. I'm right. You know I'm right. You know I'm right. And people say, maybe you're right, but I don't know what, that's not what I'm going to talk about. I know it's more fun to talk about things like, Big Mike. I can't, there isn't a day that goes by. People, this fixation. One of the reasons why Candace Owens, I think, is out of her tree, she has this thing about Brigitte Macron and whatever. I say, enough with this. But aside from that, what they're saying about this country, slaughtering innocent people, paying for that, basically, we're doing it. If you don't want to call it a genocide, I understand. It's a pretty tough word. I think massacre might be better. That has that in Iran. So just listen to what I'm saying. This isn't a popular. This will never be on Fox News. I know you don't watch Fox News. I know. It's all about you. I know. I don't watch cable. I know you don't. Thank you very much. Well, I don't. We're not talking about you. We're talking about what people do. So let me thank Pilgrim Media and Lori Cuck for your kindness. For your kindness. I appreciate that. But let me tell you something. Mark my words, my friends. Listen to what I'm saying. We're not, somebody's got their eye off the ball. And you're happy and you think Trump is great and everybody is, there are some talk shows, and one in particular I listen to say, oh, everything is great. He's fat. Trump is the best in the okay. I want him better. That's not what that's not the Trump. This guy, I don't know who this one is. This isn't the Trump I want. They always say, oh, no. It's that 4D chess. It may look like he's doing something. No, it doesn't look like he's doing something. But in any event, my friends, I say to you very, very simply this. Enough. Enough. I want my country back. I want MAGA back. This thing that I thought I was voting for. That's what I want. I want him back. I want my President Trump back. I don't have any beef with Iran. I don't have any beef with the people of the Palestine. It's not my thing. Or Ukraine, or anything for that matter. Or Syria, or Lebanon, or anything. I'm not saying turn your back on them, but I don't want to have any kind of war. Do you understand this? Okay? And don't always think, oh, don't worry. Someone wrote, the ride is just beginning. That kind of killing, that kind of thinking, rather, is killing us. In any event, listen, friends, you have a great and a glorious day. Enjoy the day right now. Today, do you know, in one day, it went down 30 degrees, which I find absolutely fascinating. 30 degrees it went. 30 degrees. It went down. Now it's 67 degrees. That was today versus 101. Lori says 1 in 40 in Gaza is gone. Well, that is horrid. But good luck, Lori, because people are going to say October the 7th. Israel has a right to defend itself. And they repeat the same litany. It's like, what is that? No, nobody. What is it? Remember when we said that the smoking gun can be a mushroom cloud. Better to fight them there than here. They hate our freedom. We just repeat these. October the 7th, October the 7th. Well, they were the ones who voted God. They voted Hamas in. They just say these things, and people say, oh, okay. I like what they say. Well, in 2005, Israel pulled out of Gaza. Yeah, but they've destroyed it now. They blockaded it. Or Israel's the only democracy in the Middle East. The Palestinians can't vote. Well, I didn't say I'm democracy for Israelis, but the Palestinians are Israelis, kind of. Well, not really. It's the tropes, the memes, the stuff that's regurgitated over and over. It's over. That dog don't hunt anymore. In any event, my friends, thank you so much. Have a great and glorious day. Don't forget to like this. Liking this video and liking what we do is the most important thing you can do, more than anything you can imagine. Don't forget to follow Mrs. L, Lynn's Warriors. Got some great stuff coming up. Also, our Lionel Legal. I did a great piece on Diddy. Diddy will be acquitted. It's not fair. It is not fair indeed, Lori. Watch what happens with Diddy. Watch what happens. Remember what I said. Go to Lionel Legal to hear my piece on that one. It's a very good. In any event, and don't forget, make sure you're signed up. All right, my friends, have a great and glorious day. Don't ever change and mean that sincerely. And until we meet next time, remember, the monkey's dead. Show's over, sue you. Dead.